Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could join us as well. But if you're looking for an individual that can not only inspire you, but also remind us of all what's possible, we're excited to welcome Philippe Auguste to our program today. Philippe is the owner of a company I found out about this year, Nashville Metal Art. We're going to talk to him not only about the success of the company, but also what it's been like for him to see the growth, the response from those customers, but also people online as well. If you guys are just now finding out about Philippe and the work he's been able to do with Nashville Metal Art, we'll definitely let you guys know where to find them online. But, Philippe, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Yes, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, glad to do it. So, Philippe, first of all, I want to talk about this year for you, because when I was prepping for this segment, one of the things I noticed was, of course, some of the TV interviews you've been featured in, and then, of course, being on your Instagram, being able to see some of your work and the response there. What has it been like for you to look at the growth that you've been able to have when it comes to the company?
It is amazing because when I started, man, I started with 500 square feet, and I struggled for a while, and to see it grow into $1 million company, man, it's just amazing.
And I think some of the lessons that can be learned from the entrepreneurial side here, Philippe, and it's great that we're having you on through National Entrepreneurs Month, is that you started off in a particular niche, and then of course you've been able to grow. And talk to us about that, because Nashville Metal Art is recognized as the largest steel American flag company in the country. What has that been like for you to see, being able to get that honor and to see the way it's grown?
Yeah, we started with American flags 4 or 5 years ago and kind of just stayed in that niche. And what really set us off was the election we had. That's what really took us to the next level. And we had, days that were just record breaking after record breaking, and seeing the response from people. There's so many people that love America like we do. And it's just great to be able to offer something that they could put in their house that looks amazing, that represents America.
So I want to talk about that, because one of the big conversations that comes up, Philippe, is of course not only of course great products, but also where the products are made. Why was that so important for you to make sure that you were able to create something that was not only just representative of America, but also could be made in America?
Extremely important. A product like that is representing America, it for sure 100% has to be made here. And our whole process is made here in Nashville, Tennessee, from the raw material through the full powder coating process to packing it up. We ship it here out of our facility. And I kind of looked into, some of the other options, and it just did not feel right to have an American represented product being made somewhere else than here.
Got you. And so I want to talk about then the response, because I'm sure you had people, giving you both sides of it, right? As I think is typical for entrepreneurs. Some people are going to tell you, hey, Philip, that's great. That's a great idea. Can't wait to support you. Other people are going to be like, okay, what are you doing? What is this about? Are you sure that this is going to work? So what was it like for you to have that focus, Philip, on not only what the vision was, but staying true to the vision as you were going through the growing pains in the beginning?
It's extremely hard, and I still think we're still going through a lot of growing pains and figuring it all out. My biggest growing pain would be customer service, and really relaying to the customers that we are hand-making these products, and they do take time to make. But as far as the response, man, people love. They love our flags. They love to show them off. They tag us in all of our posts. It's an amazing feeling to make an American product.
Right. And I think, again, that goes to the entrepreneurial side of it. And so let's broaden this conversation out a little bit then, Philip, because I mentioned social media earlier when I was prepping for this segment. I noticed some new things that you started offering. I noticed some posts you made in October about some new things that you were doing for the home as well. We're going to get into that. But have you always known that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, Philip?
Yeah, and it kind of it's kind of just been from my family. They've always owned their own business, so I kind of felt like I wanted to follow in their shoes and be an entrepreneur. Even when I had a normal job, I was originally a diesel mechanic. I was working on big diesel trucks and buses. I just felt like, hey man, I really need to do something for myself and to really support my family. And, and yeah.
And so did coming from that background, because that's interesting to hear you say, coming from that background, did it make it less fearful for you having examples of other people, what they've been able to do and how they dealt with challenges, or did you find that because it was something new that you were doing, that was one of the things you still had to deal with?
I think it comes from the background because, I worked in their companies. It was a lot easier for me just to take that leap.
Gotcha. And now here you are. And as I said, the company has continued to grow. We're going to talk more about that. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, you're listening to Conversations Live, both for our friends here on the radio at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, as well as tuning in through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music podcast. We're joined today by Philippe Auguste. Philip is the owner of the largest steel American flag company in the country. It's Nashville Metal Art. We're going to remind you can be able to find out more information. So the company has definitely evolved over the past few years then. Philip, talk to us about that and what that's been like, because you talked about the niche that it kind of started with the flag, but I noticed, as I mentioned on social media, other offerings now you're able to have. So talk to us about how that grew.
So after we launched with our flags, and we grew with equipment, because when we took off, our demand for the flags was pretty great. So we had to fill that demand. So we bought a lot of money in equipment, which allowed us to finish what we needed to get done and expand into other avenues. So we do offer a lot of other options for the home decor as well. Our second most popular would be monograms, so getting your last name put on a piece of steel in a nice decorative design, to even something really small just to put on your desk. Like we do actually make like a little pop-up desk flag that you can put on your desk.
So talk to us about that then, Philip. What was that like for you to see how the new additions were received? Yeah,
just like the other flags, man. It was taken very well by the community. They love it. And then it's kind of like a snowball effect. So now we to the point of where all the new stuff we put out has taken off. So now we're playing catch up again. So we're just continuing to grow, and we're looking to buy some new equipment in a bigger space. I mean, I know when we first started, like I said, we started with 500 square feet, and now we're at 5,000, and now we're looking at something that's 15 to 20,000. So we're just going to continue to grow and put out really good products. These people love it.
Philip, do you still have those wow moments in your journey as a business owner and entrepreneur that an idea has grown to where it is? Do you still have those wow moments of what you've been able to do in really a relatively short amount of time?
Every day is a wow moment for me. Every day I walk into the shop and open the door. I'm excited that I get to do what I get to do as for a living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And has it been easy for you to look at yourself as an example of what's possible? And I ask you that question as an entrepreneur because, again, the entrepreneurial journey is not an easy one, right? I mean, so it's when people are able to see what other people are able to do, it does make it them think, okay, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe, this is something I can work toward. What has that been like for you to embrace the fact that you are an example to other people as to what they can do when it comes to building their own business?
Yeah, I'm definitely an example. And and what really, I guess, what helped me get there was just my obsession with wanting to make it happen. And if you were to see me grow and see just how obsessed I was with I have to be at the shop. I have to get this done. We got to get these orders. Like, you would see the progression to how I got to where I am because of my obsession with being great.
Gotcha. Obsession with being great, and I think that is a great obsession for all of us to be able to learn from. Again, everyone, Philippe Auguste has been our guest. He, again, is the owner of Nashville Metal Art. We've been talking about the largest steel American flag company in the country, but definitely has been able to diversify and have all of other offerings for his customers as well. Philippe, congratulations to you again, man. How can our audience stay connected with you?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We've got a little TikTok. All of them are Nashville Metal Art. Also, our website is NashvilleMetalArt.com. So definitely check us out, like our posts, and give us a follow.
Well, again, congratulations to you, Philip. Great we had a chance to talk. Shout out to our friend Zach Tapperman at ZTPR for setting this up, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good talking to you.
More than welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Same here. Same here. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.